Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar about SEO for e-commerce, common mistakes and recommendations. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is David Huerta and I'm a customer success specialist at Positionly. Here is my email address, david.huerta@positionly.com, and my Twitter in case you want to contact me. Okay, so let's start. Today I will be explaining you a general overview about what is SEO in e-commerce websites, and I will also tell you useful information about the most common mistakes in e-commerce websites, and I will also give you some recommendations to avoid those mistakes and some recommendations about how to improve in SEO. Okay, I would like to start this webinar with this slide by saying which is your main goal as an e-commerce website. Okay, one of your main objectives these days is to focus on reaching the first page on the search engines. Why? This is because if you want to attract more traffic and future deals. For example, did you hear this joke before, like the answer of immortality is in the second page in Google? Well, that's kind of right, because approximately 30% of the people that perform a search in Google, they will only click on the first link, but 90% of the total traffic is coming from the first page in the search engines. So believe me guys, when I'm telling you that you need to try to be in the first page in Google, I mean it, because it is really important if you want to increase your sales in your e-commerce website. Okay, so now I want to talk about first some kinds of traffic that exist. One of the most common ones, and the only one, let's say, is social referral, organic and paid traffic. We will talk about more later about them, but I just want to say that organic traffic is the highest quality traffic on the web, and this is because a search user already expresses specific interest through his search. Remember, the traffic that matters to you, that matters to your e-commerce website, is relevant traffic. This is if you want to increase your sales, to boost your sales. Okay, so let's move on. Coming again to the organic traffic, this is also known as search traffic. And so when a user is performing a search and this search matches a service, product, or a brand, normally the conversions rate are really high, and this is one of the most direct monetization strategies for SEO that are now. So let's move on. Let's talk about the 7 common mistakes that e-commerce websites do. Okay, so from my experience in SEO and having a lot of e-commerce customers, I noticed few small issues that many sites have and that they might be crucial for their SEO. Now, okay, so I want to talk about the most common mistakes in e-commerce websites, and honestly, they are really easy to avoid, and with a good strategy, your SEO performance and your rankings in the search engines will increase during time. So let's start with the 7 common mistakes. The first one I want to talk about is the lack of product reviews. More or less, 70% of the buyers are looking for review of products on online stores or forums before making a purchase. Can you imagine this? So, for example, if you don't have such reviews, well, let me tell you that you are missing a very large percentage of the audience. You are missing sales, you're missing money for your business. Also, a good thing about product reviews, of having product reviews, is that customers will be creating original content on your site, which is great. I have a couple of examples here about some reviews, product reviews. For example, here in the example at the top, I have the iPhone 5 review. So I was planning the last year to change my phone, and I always being an Apple fan, so I was looking for the iPhone 5. So I heard some comments from my friends that it was a good phone, but I also heard that it was a really bad one. So I decided to go into Google and I typed this, like iPhone 5 review, and I came up with this result, for example, from this particular website, expertreview.co.uk, and I found uh, let's say a review from a customer from David Ludlow, and he gave a rating of 5. And basically, when I typed this in Google, I was able to read some of parts of the review, like for example, that the iPhone 5 has some 4G limitations, but they have a new Maps app, and so on and so on. So, in the search engine in Google, when I read this, I already knew, okay, so maybe this is a good site to read more about the opinion of the customers. So I went into this, and at the end, well, I bought the phone because most of the comments were positive for this particular phone. Also, the example at the bottom is about a product called Adidas My Coach Small Ball Review. And why I was looking for this particular product? Well, one of my favorite hobbies is to play football, and of course, I always want to improve my skills. So one day I watched this product in a commercial, in a TV commercial, and I was really curious about it, and so I looked for the reviews of it, and I noticed that some guy, like for example, this give a rating of 3 about 5, and it was a review by Caitlin Petrakovich. And basically, what he said it was like the Adidas My Coach Smart Bolt is worth the step price to improve in free kicks and set plays. So that was basically what I was looking for this particular product, because I wanted to improve my skills. So you see, like I was able to read in the search engine without going to the site the reviews, the feelings of the customers that I already bought it. Okay, so this is great, believe me. Now, also, let's move on the next slide. It's about the other day it was the birthday of one friend, so I was looking for a book because she loves to read, and this particular book, The Girl on the Train, was really popular in Poland, in Warsaw especially, because all the people had it. So I was curious, like, let's see if it's a good book or just is like a fashion now, and that's it. So I went into Google and I just typed The Girl on the Train book, and one of the first result that appeared was a review discussion, like from the website goodreads.com. And what I noticed here was something really interesting. First, as you can see in the screen, we are seeing 4 stars over 5, like in orange color. We see rating that is 3.9, and we see that this particular site has over 700,000 reviews. So what I can what I can conclude about it is that this particular book in this particular website has a lot of reviews, and many people is saying that this book is worth it. So I'm most likely to buy this book for my friend, because I already know that more than 700,000 people put their confidence on it. Okay? So, and then the example of Bow, as I told you, I'm a big fan of football, so I was looking for another shoes, especially the ones that Cristiano Ronaldo has. Sorry. Why? Because this is my favorite player. Maybe some of you will hate it, maybe some of you will love him. But well, for me, he's like kind of my idol. So I was looking to buy exactly the same shoes. So I went into Google and I typed Nike Mercurial shoes, and I came up with this result of the official store of Nike. And I can see here how many reviews they have, which is the rating that in this particular example is 4.7, almost 5 stars. And that's it. So now, in order that you appear these stars, rating, reviews, votes, comments, and so on in the search engines, you will need to insert in your site the schema options in order to appear rating, votes, reviews, and many more. We have a really interesting article in our university section about the schema, so there you will know all the advantages of having this. The next mistake I want to talk about is lack of product description. This error usually is made by online clothing shops, and I want to tell you something. The complete lack of a text description of the product virtually puts an end to the chances of the page being in the top 10 in a search engine query. This will affect, if you are not having product description, it will affect your SEO. And let me tell you this, it is not enough just to show a product's picture in your site. Believe me, you need to put a text description, and I will tell you now. Okay? Why is the reason? Why is not to put enough and just put a picture? It is because the search engines cannot see images as a visual user like you or me. That is why you don't need to forget to use the image alt tag, the image alt attribute. That I'm going to talk about it later. Okay, but here I want to show you two examples. The first one, I was looking for as I told you, Cristiano Ronaldo is my favorite player. So I was looking for buy a Real Madrid t-shirt of this guy. So I typed this keyword in Google. One of the first results that appeared were this particular website, sportsdirect.com. And what I noticed here was that they have a really cool picture on the site, but in the right side they have a full description. They have a full description of the product. They have a full description of the characteristics of it, and so on. So this is one of the main reasons they appear here. Now I want to show you an example of the page number 8 in Google for exactly the same keyword. So I was like kind of bored, let's say, because I went into the page 8 in Google that no one does it. So I came up with this particular website. That it was Decathlon. This store is one of the biggest, especially in Poland. So I was surprised when I saw this because they have basically the picture of the product, but they don't have information at all about the product, which is really surprising. For example, for this particular website, for this particular keyword, even considering the size of Decathlon in Poland, they appeared in page number 8 in Google. I was impressed that maybe one of the main reasons is because they are lacking a text description on their site. One of the main reasons that this could be is because they have millions of products in their stores, so maybe they don't have enough time to add a proper text description for each particular product. But if you're just starting with a website, with an e-commerce site, well, it's important to remember to add a product description for each particular image, okay? Now, the third mistake that is really common in e-commerce website is to use product descriptions from manufacturers. I want to tell you this, guys, never use a manufacturer product description. Why? Because it is really bad for your SEO, and your site might receive a sanction from the search engines. And believe me, you don't want to receive those sanctions. Okay? Remember, for your product description, you should create unique content for your customers. This is really important. I have a couple of examples here that are really interesting. So I was looking for a gift to my girlfriend because it was her birthday. So I was to spend like, let's say like, I wanted to spend like a, good money on it. So I went for this particular keyword because I already knew what she wanted. So I went to Google and I typed crystal dust cough, and that's it. The first results that appeared were the manufacturer product, this Swarovski product. So I went into the site and I noticed they have a picture of the product, and they have a description like crafted using our crystal rock technique. The resistible crystal dust cuff is a new signature F. Swarovski, and so on. Okay, so they appear in the page number 1 in Google. So then I went into the page number 5 in Google just to see, because I was really curious. Maybe I could find a better price or something better. And I came up with this particular website from this niche URL. This, what I noticed it was that it was the same product, but the picture was in a different color. But the description they used, it was exactly the same. Really, they just went to Swarovski site, they copy and paste it in their site. This is really bad. For the same product, they are using exactly the same product description. The thing is that the search engines are smart enough to know which website entered the original content first and which of them entered, like, copy the same content later. So Google, for example, is giving preference to the original manufacturer product description. Okay, so I just show you an example of why you cannot use a manufacturer product description. The next mistake I want to talk about is not optimizing your product pages. Okay, you need to remember one thing, guys. It's like you should optimize and adapt your product pages based on the search demand. And why I'm saying this is because maybe you are creating that situation, or maybe you are offering a product, but for this particular product no one is searching for. So it's like maybe you are offering something that no one cares about it. So this is really bad because no one will buy anything from your site. This is a common mistake of stores with a great number of different goods. Okay. Another thing to optimize your product pages, that there is many SEO experts recommend to have in the title section the following structure. Like, well, you need to put model numbers and brand names in titles. And also remember, for each picture you need to use an alt attribute. Okay? So I have an example here. Last year I was planning to make an Euro trip, and so the only camera I had, it was from my phone, so I had like some money saved, and I was planning to invest in a camera just to remember those moments I would live there. Okay, so I already knew which camera I wanted. I wanted Nikon D3400 DSLR camera, and I typed this keyword in Google. One of the first results that came up in Google was the Best Buy. Best Buy is one of the biggest resellers of electronics in the United States. And what I noticed was something really interesting, is that these guys were using a really cool picture of the product I was looking for. They had the price like really clear, and they also had in the title the number and the brand name of this particular product, which is great because they are ranking really high because of having this. Because me as a user, as I already knew the brand name, the model number, so it was easier for me as a user to type this in Google, and this result came up. This is a really good example of why you should use model numbers and brand names. The second example here is like of a cool t-shirt that I wanted. That is basically, if you can see the picture, there is a white t-shirt with the phrase "done with homework" and a broken pencil there. It was really nice. I wanted this because it's kind of funny for me. So I came into this in this particular website, busted this, and what I noticed was something important for you. Okay, first I saw the picture that it was really cool, so this is the product I wanted. At the right side I saw the title of the product, that is what "done with homework," and I also noticed something really interesting. Like, basically, if you are adding a picture on your product, and to be sure that you have the correct structure, the correct alt attribute, you basically right click in the picture in your browser and you click the option inspect element. Doesn't matter if it's Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome or Opera or whatever browser you are using, all the browsers will have this option. So I came up, I did this with this particular product, and I saw that the alt attribute was done with homework, that is exactly the same name of the product, and busted this. They were also put in the alt attribute the brand of this particular product, which is great, believe me. Now, maybe you're having, I don't know, 100 or 1000 pictures of products in your site, and maybe you are not sure which one is missing the alt tag. So I want to talk now about the optimization features that we have in position. Okay, so basically how this works. First, you need to have a position account to use this. Okay, and then at the top of the website you will see an optimization tab. So you go there and you will be asked to enter a URL of your website. Maybe it can be of your category pages, of your product image, I don't know. So you enter there, and Positionally will scan your site really fast, and after few seconds you will receive a score from 1 to 100. The closer to 100, the better it is. So here the optimization feature in Positionally will tell you exactly which images are missing the alt attribute. So here in this example we are seeing that for pictures, for images, they don't have the alt attribute. So this is a great way for you to save time, because you can see exactly which images are missing the alt attribute and you can fix it in a matter of seconds. Also, in the optimization feature in Positionally, will give you information about first images, redirects, tags, robots.txt, and many more information. The next mistake is non-unique titles. Okay, this is one of the most common problems for the large online stores, is basically having these duplicate titles. Okay, remember, for your titles you need to use unique key phrases, and there is one recommended structure for your titles. You should put first brand, then the model, and then the item type. Okay, I just want to tell you one thing. If you sell multiple items for the same brand, or similar items from many brands, or you have 1 million products in your store, you will inevitably repeat the same keywords over and over again. It is not that bad, but it is not recommended, especially if your e-commerce site is just starting. Okay, I have one example here from the official store of Nike. Okay, so what can we see here? In the example at the top and in the bottom, we can see that the picture shows us a different product. The one at the top is like a t-shirt, black and gray, and the one at the bottom is a white t-shirt. But what can we see here? First, the URL, they have basically the same information, Nike cart tank. In the right side of the picture, they have Nike cart women's tank. So the search engines, when they scan this particular website, they will receive the same information, but as we can see in the pictures, they are not the same product. So when a user is performing a search, let's say in Google, for this particular product, Nike cart, the search engines will not know which one is more important for the user. So this is bad. And so remember, try to use unique titles for each particular product. Even the biggest stores make mistakes, but they are easy to avoid. Okay? Also, I want to tell you about a smart description. So also, I was looking for a pink dress for my girlfriend, and just noticed that I'm giving a lot of gifts to her, which is not nice for my wallet. But anyway, So let's move. So I came into this website, Promgar. So I went to the category pink dresses. So I saw like basically all the model types they have about pink dresses. But what I noticed was something really, really cool and really interesting, especially if you're having an e-commerce website. They have a description for the category in general, as we can see in the screen. So above those products, about all the products they have a description about the pink dresses, like short pink dresses and pink evening gowns. And they did a full description about it, which is great because they are ranking for each particular product related to pink dresses, but they are ranking higher because they have, let's say, longer tail keywords in this particular description. It is really cool. It was really, I was impressed and surprised when I saw it. Did you think about this? Well, maybe you should you should do it. Also, in this particular website, in the same website, I went into a particular product. This was the dress I wanted to buy for my girlfriend. And what I noticed is that this website was using a lot of synonyms, which is great because basically they are doing like a pink dress, but they are doing like homecoming dress, keen length homecoming dress, blush pink party dress, two-piece knee-length dress for homecoming parties, and so on. Which is great because you can rank for more keywords and using synonyms. Think about it, okay? The next mistake is the lack of speaking URLs, okay? These are also known as friendly URLs, and this is really important nowadays in terms of SEO. You need to create, let's say, a friendly URL for each particular product of your site because it's easier for the searcher and it's easier for the search engines robots to crawl your site. For example, here at the bottom we can see example.com/red jacket new model. So a user, before making click on this particular website, maybe they will be expecting to see a red jacket, okay? So this is really cool. Please don't use more anonymous IDs like this example. This is a, let's say, a good example of a bad speaking URL, okay? As we can see in the screen, we have a video game of the London 2012, the official game. So I was looking for this particular product because, well, I was a little bit tired of playing FIFA the whole day at my place. So I was looking for another sport video game. So I know this game is quite old, like 4 years ago it was released, but I was interested in buying it. So what I noticed was something really interesting. The name, as we can see here, is London 2012, the official game, but the URL is completely anonymous. That it says webuy.com/product.php question mark SQU equal 5055277 and etc etc etc. This is not friendly at all because in the search engine I was not sure if this particular website had the product I wanted, so this is bad. Instead, you should use a good speaking URL that like the example I have here for you. I have one small cousin in Mexico, and she was just about to enter to elementary school, so she called me one day and she asked me like, "Hey David, can you buy me a backpack, but it has to be purple and pink for my school?" And I was like, "Sure, let's look for it." So I came up with this great website, johnlouis.com, and what I noticed, it was like, first, they have really cool pictures of the product in different angles. The title is John Lewis Start Print School Backpack Purple Pink. But what I noticed was that the URL they are using, it was exactly the same name as the title. So it was johnlouis.com/John Lewis Starts Print School Backpack Purple Pink, which is great because in Google, when I performed the search, I already knew like, okay, this particular website will have the product that is the one I'm looking for. So this is great. Please remember for all your products to use a good speaking URL. Finally, the last mistake I want to talk about is a lot of duplicate content. This is really important because your site can get sanctions because of duplicate pages. And this is also, again, especially on large e-commerce sites and so on, because they have millions of products. Okay, but if you're just starting, as I said, please avoid duplicate pages and don't copy content from others. I have one example about it. I was looking to buy a new watch for me, and I always heard good comments about this brand, Casio, especially the model G-Shock. This is especially a watch for, let's say, sport activities. They are really resistant and they are cool. So I went into Google, I performed the search, and I went into the two different websites. What I noticed was something really interesting. Even though the product is different, because the one at the top, the watch is blue, and the one at the bottom is, the watch is pink, and it's a different model number, they had exactly the same description. I don't know which one copied from the other, but this, as a user, as a buyer of a product, this is really bad. Why? Because maybe if I enter to this particular website, I see that they have exactly the same description. I might be wondering, like, is this site like a real one, or is it a fake one? Like, they just copy the information from one site to another. I don't know which one is the real one, the original one. So I might go back to Google and perform another search and buy it from somewhere else. So please don't copy from content from others. Make your original content. Okay? So now I want you that you keep visitors in your store. Okay? So now we know the most common mistakes in e-commerce websites. So it's time to know, let's say, some great ways to fix them, and I will also give you some useful recommendations to improving your SEO. Okay? One thing I want to tell you, like, honestly, okay? So SEO is a process that takes a lot of time, and you really need to work on your site if you want to be successful on it. It's like, in one day, your efforts will not be showing in the search engine. That's almost impossible. If you know how to do it, please let me know, because I would be super interested. But really, it's like, it takes a lot of time. Okay? So let's start with some recommendations and solutions to improve on your site. The first one I need to talk about is quality content. Okay? You need to create original content in your site. And one thing that you should remember: quality over quantity. Remember, content is power, and you have to work on this. And also another thing is that you are selling products to people. You are not selling products to search engine. So remember, create quality content, create original content, so the users, the visitors on your site get engaged on your site, and they might be able to buy this, okay, your products. Now, I want to talk about the for quality content, the keyword section that we have at positioning. Here, basically, you can check if your competitor is ranking for the same keywords, and of course, if they are having a better ranking than you or a worse ranking than you. And here, the cool thing at Positionally is that we can see exactly why they are doing better than us. For example, in this particular site, for this particular keyword, local citations, we can see my site is in the place 70, but my competitor is in place number 5 for exactly the same keyword. So I might be wondering, like, why they are doing this? But the cool thing is that Positionally will tell you the SERP link. So here, basically, you get the information of why they are ranking better for the same keyword, and you can basically go straight to this particular SERP link. Okay, so you open it and you can see like, oh, maybe they have a better product description, maybe they have a better picture, maybe they have a video of the product, and you can spy on your competitor and they will never know it. Okay, this is great, believe me. This is a great tool, our keyword section at position. Okay, the next thing recommendation I can give you is to use internal linking. So basically, internal links are links that go from one page on a domain to a different page, but in the same domain. Okay, this internal linking allows users to navigate easily in a website. And also it is really good for your SEO because you are creating, let's say, like a network of products, network of information. So it will be like really good for your SEO. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is mobile version. This is in 2016, believe me, you need to have an optimized mobile version of your e-commerce site, and I will tell you exactly why. Okay, so as we know, many people are not only browsing the web, but they are also making purchases through their mobile devices. So this is really important to have a mobile-friendly version of your site. Also, some search engines, let's say like especially Google, they will penalize your site if you don't have a mobile web version of it. Believe me, they do it. It is believed that by 2020, 40% of the total e-commerce, equaling more or less $284 billion, will be in sales from mobile. So you see the importance of having a mobile version of your site? It is super important. Okay? One tool that will help you to check this if your mobile version is friendly enough is Google Page Speed Insight. So basically, so you just type this in Google and go into the site. And how this works? Basically, you enter the URL of a specific website, in this case yours. You click on Analyze, and after some minutes, Google will give you like two results. And the results come from 0 to 100. Again, the closer to 100, the better it is. And in the right side, you will see a mobile preview of your site. I enter a particular website, a Mexican website about sports. So what I noticed was something really interesting. First, the speed result was really bad. It was 49/100, which is really, really bad. But what I also noticed is that at the bottom we can see user experience result, that here it was 99/100. So, which is great because it tells me, okay, my site has a really good user experience, but it is super slow. So if I have a situation like this, I might be interested maybe in finding a new hosting company or changing server just to speed up my site. This is really nice. Now, the next thing is that a recommendation I can give you is to create categories. Pay attention to this. Category pages are where e-commerce websites live or literally die. Because people are most likely to not searching specifically for the name of your product. People are searching instead for generic phrases like women's red dress or birthday gifts for him or something similar like this. And normally, like, the same products are merchandised across several category pages, so this is good. Okay. Also, one thing you'll remember, you need to create seasonal categories. Why? Okay. Okay, you should create this type of categories, seasonal categories, to sell products and to maximize seasonal attention for certain seasons of the year. For example, Christmas, summer, Halloween, Valentine's Day, and so on. So Christmas is coming, as we know, like all the malls Here in Poland are already with Christmas things and so on, and we can see last week was Halloween. So this is crazy because it's like how people can change about it, how, but well, anyway. So my girlfriend was like, oh, we should buy a new Christmas tree this year. So I was like, okay. So I typed in Google like Christmas tree, and I came up, even though I was in Poland, I came up with this result about Walmart, that is one of the biggest resellers in the world. And I came up in the Christmas product category. What I noticed was something really, really cool. They had Christmas lights, Christmas trees, ornament, let's say Christmas outdoor decorations, and Christmas stockings and so on. They have unique categories, unique seasonal categories about Christmas. This was really, really nice. So it's like now I'm not wondering anymore why they are doing great, why they are one of the most successful reseller companies in the world, because they are doing their site great. This is one of the reasons. This is great, believe me. So me as a user, as a buyer, if I'm interested just in Christmas trees, so I'm most likely to create some Christmas trees here, and I think, well, I believe that in this particular section, in this particular category, I will find the product I'm looking for. This is great, believe me, you should create seasonal categories. In positionally, of course, we know the importance of these seasonal categories. So we've created a group section for your keyword. And here, basically, you can put all those seasonal categories and put them together in the group section. This is a really great feature to keep your keywords organized, and you can make decisions on them. Here, this is one of really personal example. I have a blog about Poland, life in Poland, life in Warsaw, where I located. And the other day I wrote an article about the best bars and pubs in Warsaw. So I came up with the keywords that I was trying to rank. So I put them like pub or bar in Warsaw, top 10 pubs in Warsaw, cheapest bars in Warsaw, and so on. So because I have tons of keywords in my position account, I just grouped them together in a new group that it was called English pubs. So with this, I know that for this particular, let's say, article, all my keywords were grouped in this particular thing. This is great because it's an easier way to keep your keywords organized. Believe me, it is great. The next thing is like blog content. In this topic, I consider myself as really, really good because I have a personal blog that I have been writing for over 2 years, and it is quite popular in Poland. So believe me, it's like if you ever think to create a blog for your business after listening to the following slide, you would want to create one blog for your business right now. Okay? Creating a blog, it takes a lot of time, honestly, but you can. One of the advantages of having it is that you can rank for additional keywords. You can also write long tail keywords, and you have the opportunity to create unique content. Believe me. Also, it can assist in ranking your e-commerce business for additional keywords that might not have a place strictly in your products that you are selling in your e-commerce site. Okay, so I have a really cool example here for this particular website, Kutoa. So they are basically selling like food, like, I don't know, chocolate, almonds, and say some nuts there. So as we can see, they have really cool pictures about the product they are offering. In the menu at the top, we can see that they have a blog section. So I was curious just to see what I could find there, and I came up with this. From this entry that it was in January 31st in 2015, they didn't have a, let's say, an article itself. They had a recipe. Why this is great? Because they are selling like food products, and they created original content of a recipe, but let's say to promote their own products. This was really great because they were ranking on additional products. Okay, so I went to this particular entry in the blog, and yeah, I saw recipe. So they were doing something really great. They were giving useful content, not only for their buyers or not only for their customers, but for people in general. Because if someone is looking for this particular, let's say, recipe, like popcorn balls, maybe they came up with this particular website, and in the description, this website is promoting their products. For example, chocolate espresso couture bars, chocolate espresso couture bars, chocolate banana couture bars, and so on. This is great because maybe if you don't know the products, after maybe reading the recipe, you could be interested in buying something. This is really great because you are focusing on writing quality content, and maybe people will want to read and share it with their friends. And also remember, you're waiting for people, not search engines. The next recommendation I have for you is, again, to optimize your site. And basically here I'm going to talk about first the website speed, to reduce the size of your images, and then to making your site secure. I want to start first with website speed. One of the things that is most annoying for me is to visiting a slow website. I don't know for you, but I guess it's really annoying. Okay? Research shows that 40% of people abandon a site that takes longer than 3 seconds to load. Yeah, you listen well, my friends. Only 3 seconds. And really, believe me, you don't want to lose customers because your site is slow. Because visitors will not wait for a slow website to load. Basically, your customers will click back to Google to find a faster website, and which is likely to be your competitor, and you don't want that. You want that sale is for you, for your business. Okay? Now, a great way to let's say to know the speed of your website is again with Google Page Speed Insight, as I explained you before. But also in this tool, you can optimize your images. Then, for example, in the same tool, Google Page Speed Insight, I entered the same URL, and Google told me like, oh man, you should optimize the following images to reduce the size of the page. And the cool thing is that Google will tell you exactly which pictures you can optimize in order to reduce the size of the page. This is great because you can do something really. You can do something in a matter of seconds, in a matter of minutes, just by formatting the pictures. Another thing is like many people recommend, many experts, SEO experts, recommend that the format that you should use is .jpeg if you want to keep quality, but the size of the image will be lower. Okay, remember .jpeg format, it's the best for you. Okay, now the next thing is making your site secure. Okay, to make your site secure is coming from HTTP to HTTPS, and basically in order to do this you need a SSL certificate. Okay, I have an example here. First, the one at the top is Bank Pekao, that is one of the biggest banks in Poland, where I have my money saved. So what we can see here is that by going, for example, in Google Chrome, I see a green phrase that it says Bank Polska Kasa Opieki, and I can see HTTPS, and I see a green log there. So what does it mean? That this website is secure. This means that all the information entered into this website, it will be encrypted, and only the bank can read that information. No one else can read it, which is great because I'm entering sensitive information on this particular site. Well, If it's not secure, I might not be entering my credit card or bank details. And we at Positionally also know this, the importance of, we know that the information you are giving to us is really sensitive, and this information is unique, and you don't want this information to be shared with anyone. Okay, so we are having also Positionally.com, and we can see here a green log that is called HTTPS. Basically, having a site secure will create more confidence in your future clients to make a purchase in your site. Also, if you have a SSL certificate, if your site is secure, the search engines will appreciate it, and your rank will improve a little bit because of it. Okay? Also, if you're receiving credit card information in your site, believe me, you must have a SSL certificate in your site. Okay? Then you need to include, another recommendation I have for you today is to include pictures and or videos for each product on your site, but really for absolutely all your products. One more thing, again, don't use manufacturer photos because it's bad for your SEO and it is really bad in terms of quality. Okay, because maybe sometimes manufacturer photos are not the best, honestly. So you should take your own photos instead. Also, the importance of having a picture on your site is because people will be more likely to make a purchase if they actually see a picture of what they are buying. Okay? So I have a good example here about, I was planning to buy a new bag for me the other day, and I came up with this site, hardgraph.com. First, when I saw the product, it was really nice. I like it. But then when I went into more details, I know that they really had really cool pictures about it. They have pictures with different angles in different locations. In another picture, one guy is carrying the bag. I could imagine like, okay, so this bag could look good, fine on me, and so on. So this is a really great example. Another thing that I noticed is that this website, this e-commerce site, has a SSL certificate, which means that this site is secure. At the end, I bought this particular product because I like it. So this is great. Also, if you create your own photos and videos, this will give you credibility in front of your customers. That in fact you have the product and your site is not a fake one, it's not a scam website and so on, that maybe you're creating confidence that their credit card information will be secure. Okay? And again, if you put pictures, don't forget to put the alt attribute on each of them. Again, search engines, they cannot see images. Then the keyword research. This is one of the most important that you need to pay attention. Really, it's one of the main elements in SEO. Honestly, you need to do a complete research to know what your future customers will type in the search engine in order to reach your business. If you are doing your keyword research well, you can anticipate somehow the thoughts of people and create a strategy based on it. Okay? Now, there are many ways to find keywords, let's say free tools. The first one is using Google related searches, basically. So you go to google.com and you start typing a keyword. Let's say in this particular example, restaurants in Chicago. So as soon as I'm entering this keyword, Google is recommending me some other keywords ideas. For example, restaurants in Chicago Loop, restaurants in Chicago Airport, restaurants in Chicago Ridge, and so on. Then, if I go to the bottom, to more than the number 10 result in Google, I will see the section searches related to the keyword, in this case to restaurants in Chicago, and I can get some new ideas. For example, top 10 restaurants in Chicago, best restaurants in Chicago, famous restaurants in Chicago. So let's assume that I have a restaurant in Chicago and I'm having also a blog, let's say. So I may want to look into these keywords just to create my content based on this, which is great because I can rank for additional keywords. This Google related searches is free. and this is really accessible for all of us. Okay. The next thing, social media. Nowadays in 2016 is like social media, I guess, is one of the most important companies, valuable companies out there, and there are tons of social media platforms. Okay, social media doesn't have yet a huge impact on SEO, but believe me, you have an online business. If you have an e-commerce site, you may want to stay in contact with your current customers, let's say in a more informal way. One thing is like, it's not necessary that you have a profile of your business in all the social networks out there, because that might be kind of impossible. Maybe if you have enough people, maybe you can do it. But it is recommended by many SEO experts to have at least 3 profiles in 3 different social networks, the most popular in your region. For example, in this case in Poland, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are the top ones. So if I have an e-commerce website here in this particular country, I could be interested in creating a profile in Facebook, a profile in Twitter, and a profile in Instagram. And yes, you can be in contact with people in a more informal way. I have one example of our Positionly Facebook fan page. So basically, a user called Michael Villa left a comment which was really nice, because he basically wrote like, customer service at Position is amazing, one of the best tools I ever use. I have highly recommended, great dashboard, great iPhone app, and so on, which is great because we felt really proud of our product, of our customer service. But what we can know also is that when people is trying to, let's say, if they are looking for the best SEO tool out there and they came up with our Facebook fan page, they can basically see comments of real people saying that, okay, this product is great, and I'm leaving a comment about it. So it's like they are giving you a stars, also like a ranking, and this is great. So of course we reply to Michael like, thank you Michael, this means a lot to us, much appreciated. Really, it's a really interesting way of getting in touch with people nowadays in 2016. Okay, then the contact details. Okay, this is really important if you have an e-commerce website, of course, because, well, you are trying to be in contact with your customers, and you want that your customers will be in contact with you in case they have any questions. One of the most frustrating things is that I found in my life is like, when you are buying a product, and then because the few minutes that you buy the product is like, oh damn, I'm not sure about, let's say, the delivery policies or the taxes or information, the bill information and so on, and you try to contact a specific store and you cannot find any name, any email, any phone number. This is super frustrating because you are thinking, oh my god, I entered my credit card information in a fake site. These things happen a lot every day in the online world, believe me. Okay, so in your site you should include your contact details of your business. It could be great if you show in your site basically your name, your address in case you have a physical store, your email, and your phone number. And remember, please use the same information across all your sites. And I mean by this, like, the same information in your website, the same information in your Facebook profile, the same information in your Twitter account, and so on. Because it's really frustrating if you're in the Facebook fan page of one particular store and you find one phone number or one email address, you go to the website and you find another one. So it's like, maybe you're wondering which one is the correct one. So this doesn't create a lot of confidence on the client, believe me. I have a good example of contact details of this particular website, the Spider. So I went into the contact us section. What I noticed was something really cool. They basically add the information, divided the contact information into, first, for North American Pacific region, and the second one, the outside North America region. So if I'm based in Poland, it's obviously outside North America. So I will basically, as a user, ignore the first part because it's not relevant for me. instead I will focus only on outside North America. As we can see here, we can see the address that this particular business is based in Switzerland. The phone number is there, the fax, and the email address especially for this region, like info.europe@spider.com. This is great. This is a great way to create a contact us page. Okay? Now, I have been talking a lot of useful tips that you can implement in your site to get a better performance in SEO terms. Now, I want to share with you some great tools that may be helpful for you to achieve. Okay? Now, first I want to start with three of the most popular out there. That these are Google products, which are Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and Google Keyword Planner. First, I want to start with Google Search Console. Here basically is like, you can see how people is reaching your website and from which channels. Okay, so because maybe you're getting tons of referral traffic but none from organic one, or maybe you're getting tons of social traffic but referral traffic is really bad. So here basically you can get a general idea of how your website is built. Okay, it will give you information about backlinks, research performance. Also, it will give you recommendations if you want to remove content that you don't want to show in the search results. Okay, this is great. The second one is Google Keyword Planner. This will help you to get ideas of keywords that people is searching for. Okay, so for example, you have, let's say that I have a coffee shop in Chicago. So I type in this Google Keyword Planner coffee shop, and Google Keyword Planner will show me ideas of familiar keywords, of similar keywords like, I don't know, best coffee shops in Chicago, hipster coffee shops in Chicago, and so on. This is a great tool that you can use. The next one is Google Analytics. Google Analytics, the whole thing is that you can integrate it with positioning. Okay, so first, Google Analytics will tell you who visits your website, when they visited, where did they arrive on your website from, and also Google Analytics will tell you how users interact with your site's content and many more information. Okay, so the cool thing is that you can integrate Google Analytics with your Positionly account, with our Positionly app, and here you can see, you will able, when you link the Google Analytics with Positionly, you will see the traffic details taken straight from Google Analytics in your Positionly dashboard. So basically you will see a beautiful colors bar here, for example, organic, paid, referral, and social traffic. So if you want only to analyze social traffic, you can just with some clicks select only social traffic and analyze only that data. If you integrate Google Analytics with Position, believe me, you will save a lot of time. You will know exactly where your traffic is, like which traffic channel is the most important for your business. Okay, this is really great. Now the next one is Position Keyword Mixer. This is one of my favorite tools at Positionly, because you can type a bunch of different keywords and our system will mix them in a way that you will have more keywords ideas in a matter of seconds. Yes, it's super fast, it's super useful, and it's unique. Okay, so basically here, like, we have like 3 tabs, so you need to type just like, let's say, like keywords in each tab, like, I don't know, 3, 3, and 3. Just mix it and you will get a bunch of different keywords. This is great. Okay, so in order to access to this tool, you will need, well, of course, a Positionly account. In case you don't have one yet, you can sign up for a 14 free trial in our website. There is no problem at all. So we are glad that you could try our product, and you will be convinced that this product is good for you. Okay, now some other great tools that you can use to find new keywords is LSA Graph, Uber Suggest, and Answer the Public. These are also great tools to find new keywords for your website. Okay, so I think that just covers about a basic overview about the SEO in e-commerce websites. And there are many reasons, believe me, that you should optimize your site for search engine. Also, remember, if you have an e-commerce business, Your main goal is to increase sales, to gain money, and so on. Okay? I have some final thoughts for you. You should remember to make more conversions and repeat visitors. This is one of your main objectives. Okay? You also should pay attention to the new algorithms and changes of the search engine, because you need to adapt your site to those and try to survive. Okay, so here at Positionly, basically, we want to help you to do that. We want to help you that you are super cool, super good at SEO. So don't hesitate in contacting us for a free trial of our amazing tool. You can sign up in positionly.com/sign up, and that's it. Okay, so finally I would like to give you some final tips for you. I want to invite you to visit our university section. Here, first, you will be able to find our complete guide for SEO in e-commerce, which is great because it is a great help for you for this webinar. And so the address is positionly.com/university. Also here you can get really cool webinars, new articles, new ideas. This is a great section that we are really proud. Okay, so I will answer all your questions at the end in case you have one. And also we have a checklist for you, this webinar checklist about this webinar. You can download it for free here. Basically, it's just to help you just to see if your site is well optimized or not. Okay, so thank you once again. My name is David. Here is my email address, david.huerta@positionly.com. You can send me an email in case you have any question. Thank you for attending the webinar, and